everyone, it's Lacey. Welcome back to Paws and Paper. So today I am here with a idea of how to get you started. Say you want to make a journal. You finally decided I am going to try to make a journal. And where do I start? So this is what I'm going to show you. This is just my idea, my process, and you can do this however you want. So I like to start with some sort of theme. I always think that is the easiest because then you don't get so overwhelmed. And a theme can be a color. Like I could say, I just want all neutral, okay? So all my pages are just going to be neutral, and then whatever I put in it, it's not going to matter because all my background is neutral, which is a really easy way to start. Or I could pick my favorite color, which I could say, I want to do everything blue. So I'm going to find pages that are blues. And then you're going to say, well, Lacey, you're showing me all digitals and I don't have a printer. So how am I supposed to start? Well, that's when you go and grab some good old just paper you can find anywhere. Don't be afraid of the lined paper. It's paper. It's still usable. It makes a journal. You can make it look pretty. You know, ledger type paper, graph paper is a good one. I even got like the kids' writing paper, you know, you can find these things at the store. Construction paper. Don't be afraid of the construction paper. I mean, that's already looking vintage right there. And this is just regular old construction paper. Plain old white copy paper, another terrific resource. White copy paper should not be, shied away from. Then I took white copy paper and I colored it. And this here, I just dyed it with coffee. So you can make pretty pages with things around the house. You can dye paper with food coloring, with plants, with foods. They do the avocado dyeing. I mean, onion skins. You can do all kinds of dyeing on paper. And then even just, I recently just found a whole bunch of this. Excuse me. And I need to find a way to get rid of it, is just construction paper. I need to use more construction paper. And I like the feel of it. So, don't be afraid to just, well, that's not what everybody uses. Everybody uses these fancy digitals. You don't need to. So let's just start, and I will show you how to get started with, let's just make our pages, okay? So let's pick out some pages, and the first thing you want to decide is how many pages do I want my journal to be? And rule of thumb, I do 3 signatures. Typically I have 3 signatures. I think it's a good way to start. I do 3 signatures and I pick 5 pages for each signature. So in total, I'm going to have a 60-page book. And that's how we count them is, when you have it folded in half, this is one side, this is one side, this is one side, and this is one side. So one sheet of paper ends up being 4 front and back pages, if you see what I mean there. So you can end up with a fairly large journal by only using 15 sheets of paper. So I'm going to use a combination of both printed digitals and just standard stuff that anybody can find. That way, as we continue making this journal, those who have one or the other can see how do I turn a plain white copy page into something pretty for my journal. So I am going to go and say, I'm going to pick out all my plain pieces of paper. And I've got different ones here that I'm going to use. So I said I'm going to make 3 signatures. So I'm going to use, let's see here. I'm going to use a plain piece of copy paper. Should I just do a plain in each? That might be easier. Okay, so let's lay out our signatures here. And a signature, when you hear that word, is just your group of papers. So this group of papers, this group of papers, and this group of papers is called a signature. And that's why I have 3 of those in my journal. So I am also going to then choose a designed type piece of paper, which is going to be my graph paper. So I'm going to put one here, and one. So now I have 2 pieces of paper for each. I'm also going to do just a plain college ruled page. And you can do 1, 2, and 3. And this is, like I said, this is how I like to do it. I know, I mean, you can use any kinds of paper that you want. I tend to choose neutral backgrounds and not as many like book pages and things as my actual page in the journal, because I can add those things on top rather than, you know, a book page being part of my full sheet where then you have to do something all the way over it. I tend to put those things in on top. So I choose a very neutral base that I can put things on top of. Hope you understand what I'm trying to explain there. And I'm also going to do, so now I have 1, 2, 3, and I said I'm going to do 5 sheets in each. 2, 3. So today we're just going to do very simple. We're just going to pick out our pages and get our base started. So this is for, you know, those people who are very interested in making a journal and just, you know, they think, well, I don't have the right things to make it. Well, sure you do. I mean, you can use anything you want, and you don't have to have a variety. You can have all the same exact pages in your journal. I mean, it can be different. I mean, you can see they're all different sizes. They don't have to be anything, you know, special at all. And anybody can find paper out there. You know, it can be any paper. And I'm going to, my last one here, I'm just going to take 3 sheets of this construction paper. And this is kind of a lightweight construction paper. So that's kind of nice. So I have now 5 sheets of paper in 3 groups. Okay? So I have my 3 signatures. Okay, so now all I want to do, and another thing, I typically do my journal to be the size of an 8.5 by 11 sheet folded in half. So my typical size of journal is a 9 by 6, which will house an 8.5 by 11 sheet folded in half. And I just find that easier because then you don't have to cut down a bunch of pages or anything like that. And if you're just beginning, make it easy on yourself. Do it the easiest way possible. So I'm going to measure this one. This is actually a 9 by 6 piece of paper. So I may have to do just a tiny bit of trimming or folding to make that one fit when we get to our cover. So now all I'm doing is I'm folding every one of my sheets right in half. Nothing difficult about that. Like this one, I mean, has the holes on the top. No big deal. It will be perfectly fine in our journal. You know, and when you want to start making a journal, make it simple. Start easy. You know, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't make it so complicated that you get frustrated and then you don't even want to keep trying, you know? It's your first journal. There is no, you know, contest for how great it has to be. Okay, so now I have all 5 sheets of my paper folded in half, and now I'm just going to stack them inside of each other. And then this is what forms my signature. So what do I want to be my outside piece? Let's make our copy paper, or the construction paper, our first piece. And then say my ruled paper is going to go right in the middle. And see, they're not even the same length. Perfectly fine in the junk journal world. And then let's go for just the plain. And then maybe the kids ruled. And finally, the center will be my graph paper. And another thing I really like to do, sometimes you want a focal point in your center page. So maybe you can pull out, down here in the throes of everything, I've got some kids' book pages that you could use. I've got, what did I do with, my magazines? You can pull out, this is just an old kids' book. Would find some really cool pages, or then you go to your magazines and you find a really cool page that you like that kind of becomes like your center focal point. So say like I really like old stuff. One of my favorite magazines here is about archaeology. So, okay, right away, I got a page in a magazine that looks really cool because it's all just a full image page. Maybe I want this to be the center of my journal so that I have something neat to look at. So maybe we'll do that and we'll just put, an image in the center. Okay, so there I have one signature done. Now, let's go ahead and fold the remaining pages here quickly because I am not too technologically savvy and I am not good at the whole speed up process. So you guys, you're going to have to speed me up on your own if you don't want to watch me fold this paper again. Or if you're just so content listening to my lovely voice and you enjoy crafting along with me, by all means, just hang out and we'll gab away and fold some pages. All right. Excuse me, and you can listen to me cough. Okay, now I'll do the same process. I'll do them in the same order. And you don't have to do this. This is just kind of like my consistency. I like to do it the same way. So I'll lay the pages out in the same exact order. So I did the construction paper, the lined paper, the just blank copy paper, the kids paper, the graph paper, and then we'll do a center. So we'll set that one off to the side and we'll pick out our two center pages at the same time here. So yeah, I hope 2022 encourages all of you to go and make a journal for the first time if you have not. If you've been thinking about it, now's the time. Give it a try. And just, make it something like I said, I am not a daily journal. I don't even write in my journals. I am a calendar person. Like I write in my planner of things I have to do. So a lot of times if I have a journal, that's what I use it for, is my to-dos. And a lot of other times it's just an idea book for me, or, it's just a tool I use to keep myself organized. I don't daily journal. So just because you're making a journal doesn't mean you have to, be a journaler. And here we go. So I put a page out of this magazine in the first one. And we don't even have to go with the same book. Maybe you found something really pretty, like this one here. Well, that's kind of fallish. Maybe I don't want to do... if I'm sticking with a theme of any kind, I want to kind of stay a little bit neutral. Maybe I should. Ooh, I got a kitty cat magazine. I like kitty cats. Ooh, these are cute. Look, I got a whole bunch of images of cats. Let's just put that one in there. So we'll make that one, and I'm not even making these straight. I'm just tearing them out. I want my page to be like this. Here we go. Folding it wrong. So yeah, I'm not even worrying about the straight edges. So there's this one. We have a center page of this signature. So now we have 1 and 2. And here's our third. And maybe on this one, what do we got? I got this Poems and Rhymes book. This is an old kid's book with all kinds of poems and stuff on it. Maybe we can find something kind of cool. Oh, that's cute, the animal store. Well, now I have 2 animals. I need something different. I was going to say I could put another animal one, but then I have 2 signatures with animals and only one with something old. So maybe I want to do something different just because. Oh, this is cute. How about this one? This girl. So that's the thing about a junk journal. I've seen a lot of people like, should I do a theme? Should I just mix a whole bunch of stuff? You know, and by all means, do whatever you like. And this is, like I said, just my idea of how to get you started. And, you know, there we go. We have all 3 of our pages ready to go in less than like 15 minutes. We've got our book ready to go. Now, I know some people go ahead and they decorate it all up before they, you know, sew it in. Or whatever they're going to do with it. You know, there's elastic binding you can do, how we bind it, but we'll get into that in, you know, in a few videos up ahead. But right now, we're just happy we have our signatures. So now, pretty much, I have all of these blank spaces to do with whatever I want. And I think I'm going to pick, and I'm going to go with the blue theme, okay? So that's what I'm going to choose. And so then after I have my stuff ready, it's like, okay, I've got my signatures ready. Now how I go about trying to pick my stuff. And that's why I'm going to say, I'm going to go with the blue theme. So that's where my digital prints and more of my magazines and books are going to come into play. So I might say, if I have some pretty digitals that I like, I've got some blue ones here. These are going to be the little pieces that I use to tear up and decorate my pages with. So I'm just going to pull out a couple of these. I have 4 different sheets here of blues that I like. And then I'm also going to pull in, did I have any? I thought I had blue. I do. This is a blue piece of, it almost looks gray, but it is blue on my end, of construction paper. So I got a blue piece of construction paper. A couple, these are just copy weight, and these are coffee dyed, but those are just copy weight papers. And if we need to layer things up to make pockets, we'll get to that. So right now I'm just picking my my blue theme. I'm going to decorate this up with blue things. So let's go searching for a little bit in our magazines. So this is where you get out your resources. Pull out your old books you're not afraid to tear up. Is there any kids' books you like? Just even look for pictures like this. See, there's a dragonfly. Who cares if it's made out of fruit? It's a dragonfly. And there's also some roses. So right here I have some pieces I can already start adding to my journal. So this is kind of fun to where you go on the search for stuff. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go searching through all my resources of magazines, books that I don't use anymore and I'm not afraid to tear up. If I have a printer, I'll print off some digitals, or I'll just go looking for things I have that are in my color scheme. And I'm going to go from there. So guys, if you're going to do this along with me, go ahead and pick a theme, a color. Say you want to make it about animals or dogs or the month of January even, you know, anything you want. And go ahead and get your pages ready, and we'll come back on the next video and we'll continue, and I'll show you how you can make your very first journal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's do it. Let's make a journal this year. You can do it. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.